Meryl and Maks doing the salsa, another group dance. Here we go.
Woo.
I know. I'm gonna start with Chelsea because she had a lot to say.
Yeah. Well, you know, like I said before, Meryl is such a good dancer that you really don't need the extra dancers or extra gimmicks or anything to make her. You know, she's quality, and when you have quality on the stage, you don't need to throw in gimmicks.
You don't need quantity.
And exactly, quality, not quantity.
Exactly.
When it came to what I said about her being compared to the other dancers, there were several times where I looked and I felt like, and maybe it was in the very beginning when she was in the back and you saw Jenna in the front and then two other girls on the sides, and having that direct comparison, I don't think helped her.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Jules disagrees.
No, I'm not saying that. Sorry, but I meant like, no, you can't compare an ice skater to a professional ballroom Latin American dancer. There's no bloody way in hell.
Mm-hmm.
But I did think that could have been like, if that was a 30-second bumper, like it could have been like a pro bumper, because you don't have time to look at everything so much when there's a bumper. It's like flick, flick, spin, spin, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
So if your eyes were like just passing by like that, you wouldn't really notice. But yeah, of course, a minute and a half track, you can see what how they're doing technical wise, posture wise. So I think that comment was a little bit extreme. Thank you very much. We don't need any more of that. But generally, she did a cool job, and I enjoyed this number, and I enjoyed the other guys involved as well. Did it need it? Probably not.
Yeah.
Good addition. Yes, but different.
It
but
made it fun. It was definitely entertaining. I think Meryl is brilliant. I think what her and Maks have done so far has been brilliant.
Right.
I think I've enjoyed every single week of theirs so far. I think last night she probably would have done a little bit better with normal Latin heels. With those tennis shoes, dancing in them, I know it's tough to be smooth. It's tough to not. It's tough to be smooth in those type of shoes.
And with her outfit, I feel like she could have done. I feel those tennis shoes for Danica worked in for the outfit, and for Meryl, I felt it was a little bit more glam and Vogue.
It looks like a Fly Girl from.
It looked like Fly Girl
Color.
or like in Vogue, right? Like those girls.
90s.
It was very 90s.
I was wondering if this for her was quite extreme for her. This style of dance, and it wasn't
for sure.
She wasn't quite comfortable and settled like we've seen her in that awesome foxtrot waltz stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
That's a good point to bring up too, because you know, like last week with her tango, she absolutely killed the tango.
Gorgeous.
The tango was very clear and very precise,
very classy.
She's used to clear and precise. With the ice skating, I would imagine it's very disciplined. Salsa is not. Salsa is about rhythm. It's about this freedom in your body
and
and
the
the
knees
feeling.
get down and dirty, baby.
That feeling, and so there is a big difference, and I can see where you mean where
There might have been a couple of times it was like for me, and then Maks was like, Maks was dancing pretty well last night in that number, I thought.
Yeah.
Did you think he was really going for it?
I thought the
He
number
was
looked
going
great.
for it for every single week with
Oh
her.
yeah, I know, but last night I just thought he was like really involved in it. I don't know. I just thought.
I see all of your points. I love this number. I thought it was fiery
loved
and fun. I'm not going there with
retired
that.
plebs,
That's like
yeah.
we
Oh,
Oh
retired
yeah, we
that.
retired last week. So.
I really enjoyed it. Did they need everybody? I can totally see your point. They don't, but they did have everybody. So I'm going with that right now. The only issue I had was what you guys brought up, which was her shoes. It's not a huge deal. It just looked clunky compared to everything else. I don't know why. I mean, whatever.
Well,
but
it
I didn't even
blurs the
notice
line a
myself.
little bit.
Should I throw what I've been feeling, what I've been experiencing?
Oh,
watching?
do it,
Please
Anna.
do. Throw
Should
it all out.
Should I throw it? Should I be like the negative Debbie Downer? Should I do
Go
it?
for it.
Throw it
Should
out,
I be the
baby.
Russian?
Well, you brought it up, so go ahead.
You are every
So,
week. Why change this week?
Yeah, right.
She was Sunshine and Roses last week. You missed her.
Did I?
Sunshine and roses.
Was I really? That must have.
You gave me a lollipop. It all worked out.
I
What?
did give you a lollipop. It must have snowed in Las Vegas then. So, I feel like this was the week where Maks and Val went to lunch at some point.
I was thinking the same, to be honest. I was thinking the same.
Okay, hold on, let her speak.
Had like a chat. Oh, what do you have, bro? I have salsa. What do you have? Well, I have salsa. What do you think? Well, I think I'm just gonna wear shorts and like a bra and curly hair. Oh, cool. And what do you
Using the
think?
troop.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna use a troop. Oh, cool. Do you know what I mean?
It was
Yeah, they're
similar.
very
I
similar.
did.
It was
have
like
to say that. I was gonna- I forgot to say
kind
that.
of. I mean,
But also, too,
hold on.
remember-
the girls looked similar with the hair. The outfits were kind of similar, different colors. Meryl's was a little bit more glam, I felt, but it was kind of watching like the same play but in different outfits.
But remember also what Val said in his package. She was like, "Listen, this week we're going up against Meryl." So it was that direct comparison, and you never know.
Why would you?
Who would be copying who? Is it Max
Exactly.
copying Val
Yeah,
or
but
Val
you have to
copying Max?
understand
know
Max
that.
and Val are brothers. At the end of the day, they always want to help each other.
Maybe it was a continuing storyline that we
Correcto
missed.
facto.
Maybe it was Act 1 and Act 2.
1 and Act 2. Is it like,
There could have been some sort
did
of
we
play
miss
in
that
there.
storyline? Do we need to go back and watch and see if this is a
Yeah.
whole play?
Yeah,
Right
maybe.
from us.
Yeah, kind of, right? It was
Dancing
like
with the West Side Story. I don't know.
Here we go.
gosh.
Yeah, they got 39. So the 9 came out of.
But on the
Len.
dancing level, she was great.
good.
She
There
was
you go.
fantastic.
Well, moving on, and we have a lot to discuss on this couple. Meryl and Max doing the rumba.
Where shall we start?
I know. Let me just start really quick. What the package and in general how affectionate they are, and
Very.
I really do. They are. I mean, he's always rubbing her arms, and I mean they're always on arm in arm. I'm really enjoying seeing the softer side of Max on camera.
But he's
this
generally
season.
an affectionate person.
Yeah, that's the
You
thing.
know him.
Just you
I've
don't
known
know
him.
him. Yeah.
I've known him for, I don't know, 15 years. He is generally a very affectionate. I mean, he gives you cuddles and loves. He's very polite. You know, so a little bit his character is on there, but he is a
100%.
sweet person.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so who wants to? I mean, I don't want to go on. I didn't mean it like that.
Let's
I
not
meant
get
to,
started
like-
again, sorry.
No, that's not what I meant.
I can
That's fine.
start. I always
Everybody
talk
thinks
about
that I don't
Max.
like Max, but I do like him. Go ahead.
I always
I know,
start
that's
with
it.
Max. Maybe it's the Russian.
No, давай.
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 Yeah,
Ну,
go
ну,
for it.
Okay, so I again love the concept, I love the feel, I love the emotion. Now, again, what's going on? Because she's wearing flats. Like, why not Latin heels?
That looked like contemporary, didn't
Right?
it? So it had
It
more
did.
of a
And
contemporary feel
it
than a
definitely
rumba.
was more contemporary feel. So when they even started, and because we were in the audience and you can't always hear the announcement because
Yeah.
the crowd goes so loud, I'm like, oh, they're doing a contemporary just based on their outfits and her shoes. I was like, okay. And then they started doing a rumba. I'm like, no, wait, it's a rumba. The only thing that I would change is the shoes, because it would have allowed her to do
Articulate her
a
feet.
better quality of movement for the
Right.
rumba. Now, having said that, it was still gorgeous and
Yeah.
beautiful. It was one of the best pieces overall that we have seen on Dancing with the Stars this season. And the fact that somehow she's able to draw this teddy bear out of Max. It's kind of one of those things, you know, she believes in him being a teddy bear and he becomes a teddy bear. That's what I feel. You know?
She's not the genie.
Yeah, she does. She kind of does, and she is so sweet. And I just feel like he is super happy with her, and
Very.
they just click together. And what they able to produce as a couple, it's outstanding. It really
Well, I think
is.
it's nice to be able to work with someone who you can basically say, do a triple spin, land in the split,
That's
and then
right.
get back up, do a
Yeah,
backflip, and then land on my
absolutely.
finger.
I mean,
I mean,
the
Absolutely.
choreography was intense, you know,
Yeah.
double telly spins and
that's
fast spins
fun
and
to be
drop
able to
the floor
do
and up
that.
and down. I mean,
He must be
she's-
a bit more relaxed this season to be able to do that stuff.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So for him also, I think it's a very different season for him. Now, the shoes thing, is there a reason why she's not in those heels? Is he being clever, and can she not do what he wants her to do in those
My
heels?
question is about her toe. Is it maybe because of her toe injury?
What, she got
Didn't she?
ingrown toenail? What's wrong?
She hurt her toe during the Argentine tango. Kristen, you know about it?
Yeah, she got injured the week with Val doing the Argentine tango. So there's been issues back and forth with that. So I thought
Right.
maybe that was just sort of a
Yeah.
decision to make her feet feel better and everything else.
Maybe.
But I've got to say, and I'm going to agree with Abby Lee Miller on this, the toe pointing thing drove me bananas. It was
you
just
are-
like a dangling foot on that gorgeous extension on that arabesque, and I was like, oh my God, now there's like a floppy foot.
I was shocked by that, just because I know she's used to being in a boot.
in a boot, but she's not used to pointing her
Point,
feet,
right.
is she?
You don't
She's used to the
point.
foot being
Yeah.
square.
Yeah.
Did you love the performance?
I love the performance. I think she's also a front runner, and I think that whatever she does 100% from her heart. I really feel that Maks is going for it this season. I spoke to him and he goes, well, I'm not thinking about winning, Shirley. I'm just thinking about performing. Good. And I feel that that's what he's doing each week. But I know somewhere in the bottom of his heart, I don't think there's a person in the nation that wouldn't be happy if he won. I mean, how many years has he been at it now?
Yeah.
Many.
You know, and he's had some good partners. He's just missed out. He was second one time, wasn't he? With
Mel B.
Scary Spice, was that? Yeah.
Scary Spice, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know.
The MMM is his combo, isn't it? He has to have a partner that's named M.
Yeah. Could be his season.
Yeah.
We'll see. Could be it. Well, they had the 9,
I thought
9,
that
8,
was
and 10.
I thought that was mixed up score. I thought at least that 8 should have been a 9.
Well, let's talk
That's
about
our
that
friend.
for
Was that our
really
friend?
quickly. That was our friend,
Yeah.
Abby Lee, giving the 8. After Maks said, I don't really care what she has to say, when Aaron, asked about the.
But I think the scores have already gone by the time.
They have. The scores
They
have
do.
gone. I
Scores
see
have
the, I see
already
the
gone
note
by
go.
the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
They go.
But an 8? Really?
Yeah.
Well, she didn't like the sickled feet.
Yeah,
But
but then
one
everything
thing-
else, though.
Yeah.
I know.
But there's everything else. Sickle foot, everything else.
But then you can say that about Carrie Ann. One lift, Peter's foot just came off the floor ever so slightly. Boom, point down.
I
Well,
gotta
Shauna
say-
got mixed in her dress, didn't she, on
Yeah.
one of the numbers, so she
Yeah.
dropped her a point for that.
It's
Yeah,
just,
what's going on with the judges like picking on the professionals? Like that's new.
Is
They've
it?
never used to do that. I mean, it was Shauna messed up, wasn't Charlie messing up, and then it was Max's comment. Not, you know what I mean? It's like, and then it's Mark's choreography, not some, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what is that with judges picking on the pros?
I'm going to send that to Shirley. I don't know.
Perhaps they're bored. They've done so many seasons. Okay, let me just lighten this place up a little bit.
They want to tickle.
I mean, let's face it, if you sit there week in and week out and you didn't have,
18
like even not
seasons.
have Abby. I mean, the boys said, why do you think they've picked her? And I said, they picked her because you are talking about it.
exactly.
That's
Well, we said
exactly
that.
why they picked her.
exactly. We know that. We all know that's why.
A little dig here and there, it gets everybody.
She's going to
kinda
bring a few
riled
other
up, so.
viewers to watch from her show, maybe some younger
Yeah.
crowd. There's reasons behind it, everyone. It's not just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
She's bringing something to that, and we're talking about it the whole show nearly right now. So come on.
Even though
Right.
you think it's random, it's really not.
All right, we've got to move on because we have so much to get to. Dance duels. First up, we had who do we have here? The Chmerkovsky brothers.
Meryl
Yes,
and
Meryl and
Danica.
Maks and Danica and Val doing the Samba.
Which
I feel, I mean, of course, Maks and Val are outstanding dancers,
Yeah.
and somehow something went wrong in this duel number for me. It just sort of missed. Somehow it missed. I would have to play it back several times to see exactly what missed. It didn't quite look synchronized with each other. I thought the idea of it was that they had to kind of match and be together on the same page. One was going up, one was going down. It all looked a bit, not the best. I felt
Well,
this week.
I almost feel like what kind of, pardon my French, screwed them over was the fact that it was the two girls that had to dance together.
No, I didn't.
You
feel
don't
that.
think so? And
no.
one of the girls is Meryl. So it's like, ooh, that's like one thing. And the other thing, what kind of did them in was the team spirit was not the team spirit, because we saw that there was a bit of a tension.
For the few minutes in the package.
For the few minutes in the package, there was some tension.
Okay.
I mean, it was sweet that they brought in
That could have been
Grandma.
one day, and they just took that bit and put it in the
I don't know
package.
about
Yeah, but
I
it
don't
was
know.
like
I just felt
looking-
maybe it was a lack of rehearsal, and it
Or
didn't bother me
something.
that there
Or
was
care
two women,
factor.
because obviously I see lectures all over the world with two
Yeah.
men,
Yeah.
two women. It really, really didn't bother me that there was two girls, because you can synchronize any routine like it's going to go on
That's true.
stage. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be a male and a female role.
Get the timing straight and the
So I
steps
just
down.
think it was a little bit of lack of rehearsal, maybe.
I mean, they, I
choreographic a little bit.
yeah, they came out. I thought, oh, this is gonna be interesting. That was all white and gold in the
Yeah.
two lions.
Fabulously
Costumes.
groomed.
You know,
yeah,
really
great.
well groomed, like every week anyway. But something wasn't right. I don't know if the plan in the beginning fell apart, or they didn't remember what the idea was at the beginning. I'm not saying that is it, but maybe. And the two girls by themselves, why not smash up some bachacadas, couple of whisks,
Absolutely.
couple
You
of whisks,
could've-
couple of three-step turns, and you're done. I mean,
Yeah.
there's only 20 seconds. It's not much to get them to do. And I don't know, the lines weren't quite the same. They weren't.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
One was up, one was down.
It's a
Kristen,
shame.
Kristen, quickly, what did you think?
I think the problem is all I could do was watch Meryl's superior lines and her technique, and it made Danica look like a mess. And I don't think Danica's been a mess. And so it was just really an unfair type of thing, and it wasn't choreographed maybe to their advantage of like, how can we make both of them look really good together?
Right. Well,
Yeah,
their
that's
score, they got a 34.
That's
So
unfortunate because I feel like there was a lot of content in it, and it was actually technically a full routine that just was maybe under.
It was the solo. I think maybe the solo was what didn't work. Just the solo bit.
for me, that's what didn't work, the solo part. But we got to move on because we have
time
too much to get to.
Anyway, Meryl and Maks doing the jive. Now, this is where I want to get into Maks' psychology here. We see a lot of Maks' frustration. He's feeling the pressure and everything else. But sometimes I feel like Maks is his own worst enemy. Because whatever he gives Meryl, Meryl's going to go out there and, like I said, perform the heck out of it. So what you know of Maks and performing with him and working with him for years?
Well, he's a perfectionist, let's put it this way. And then he would change it and change it and change it and change it until... I don't think it's actually ever perfect, and he will change it again.
Can I say, I feel like that's a lot of male choreographers are like that. Yeah. That they, we easily, quickly can change things if we don't think it's right to get to that point of where we think it's the best product possible. We keep going. A lot of choreographers like that, actually. Not just males,
I think creative people are more in that mode.
Oh, try this. Try that. Hang on a minute. Let's just try this. Oh, this just came into my head now. Yeah, you got to try this one. Oh, no, but you could do that.
Yeah. Because if you want an insight on that, like when we used to compete, he would change things during the competition and sometimes not even admit the fact that he did it until we get the DVD after the comp. And I go, you see, you've done it. And he goes, oh, no, I meant to do that. But it was very interesting to dance with him in that sense, because when you have a set choreography and you have set choreography for years, it could get boring. With Maks, it's never boring, and at that point dancing becomes real, so you get more of a action reaction situation. I mean, and I'm talking about pro division. If you're dancing with the stars, like, I don't think changing things at the last minute is a good idea, but at the same time, Meryl is very capable. So, and I think if he suddenly decides, okay, we're turning left instead of right, she is totally capable of doing it.
She'll be able to figure it out. She seems pretty unflappable. I know you've worked with her too, so she just doesn't seem like her feathers get ruffled really.
She's very laid back. I think like Charlie and Meryl are so perfect for each other, in that they've been together for 70 years as a couple. So I think she doesn't know any other approach by just being nice and positive. So when Maks gets all riled up, she's like, oh, okay, it's okay.
Throw your mic back.
Which is perfect for him. Yeah. It's perfect for him. It's worked out perfectly for him, I think. I've seen the best side of him yet this season with being partnered with her.
No, as far as you could see on all the packages, that this is first time he's actually enjoying doing the season, because he feels like this is the first time he got somebody not just capable, but somebody who is actually really good. So it's always more fun to work with people like that.
I think the energies are more aligned. They're not two energies smashing into each other as well. They're like they're different energies completely, which has worked out the best for them.
Yeah, because he usually has that big, bold personality. Like, take like a Kirstie Alley, and both of them are just like fire, like craziness.
But they actually also worked out quite well.
They did.
Because
Kirstie can handle it. She can take the criticism. She's like, whatever, but it is two big personalities. But I think, like, if you look at the balance, you're like,
well, you can tell this week tested Meryl. You could see it in her face and the package and everything.
Said,
what did you think of the jive, though? What did you think of the jive, the choreography, and the performance of it? What did you think, Suri? Because I'm interested. I've got some ideas.
Well, why don't you start, Jules? Because you have some ideas. Well, I'm telling you, I'm always left wanting more with Maks and Meryl. Always.
That's what I felt for the last couple of weeks, maybe. I thought the jive was very safe. I thought it was a safe one this week. I love the beginning. I love all the black and white, the Elvis, the whole...
The stylized. She looked great.
Cool. Really?
I liked her little outfit. I thought it was
like
simple.
Her shoes.
See, I know the heels. They commented on it, but I don't know. I didn't like the outfit.
I didn't like the outfit. It looked like my grandma. I'm sorry.
I didn't mind
was not the fan.
I didn't like the shoes. They took away from the outfit for me.
Yeah, but shoes are part of the outfit. That's it.
Yeah, but I like the skirt and top.
It was.
Did you want to heel? Did you want to heel on her?
I did.
Because they were.
No, if you're wearing flats, then you have to have a different floofy skirt.
Yeah, that's what something didn't work like. Yeah, that's what I didn't understand. It was like
it needed to be a sexier heel if you're going to go with that skirt.
it needed to be sexier, full stop, I thought. But choreographically was safe, and I don't think it was challenging enough. I wanted to see her doing way more, maybe like kicks and flicks, side by side stuff. It was a lot in hold, a lot of not basic, but it was not challenging enough for what I want to see at a semi-final.
See, that's where dancers have different opinions.
Yeah.
For me, I personally think when I judge, again, I can only talk to myself, I would rather see a person do 2 spins and walk out of it and look great versus a person who does 20 spins in 0.5 seconds and fall afterwards.
Right.
Because then it just spoils it. So then the challenge that they took on didn't pay off. So I don't know, in that sense, when you're getting so close to that final and you're on the bottom 2, I don't know, you probably gotta play safe.
But something Kristen and I have talked about is, Maks as a choreographer, I agree with you, and you, that I'm always leaving, I want more from her and them as a couple because she is so good. So
or
in terms
is it
of
that,
your
sorry.
turns,
Everything looks easy with her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She makes it
Right.
look so easy and effortless. It's like, you don't look like you're challenged, but really she might be, but she never shows it.
maybe, but I personally think she might be capable of the 30 spins and coming out of it, you know what I mean, correctly and on point versus the 2.
I feel like that too.
Could be.
I
Could
feel
be.
like she could be as well.
We don't know until we see it.
I don't know. It's one of those things that every week though I'm like, I just want more. And I love them. I love to watch. I love to watch her perform. I love her on the ice. I love her on the ballroom floor. It is interesting that sometimes I feel a little frustrated. Like, give me more.
It's so good. I want it better.
Well, and maybe it's because I'm also looking at her partner Charlie, and I see that Sharna has given so much choreography and so many challenges, and sometimes it hasn't paid off because sometimes he gets a little wild and he throws it a little bit, but sometimes I'm like, I feel like I've been at least satisfied with that.
Well, I know
Say it,
what I
Siri.
want to
Say
say.
it, please.
Does this come back to what you and I have mentioned before? Maks is a choreographer. Does it come back to he's not giving enough? Is he not capable of giving more? Has he reached his limit? I'm just throwing these things out there. I'm not saying yes, I believe this or that.
And it's hard because we haven't seen him choreograph in a couple seasons too, so it's hard to
For 1 second, I don't think he's not capable. That's 120%. I think he is capable. You don't know what's going on in those studios with their time. She's traveling with a show as well. Let's not forget that. Their time has been cut down. Also, they got 2 dances in the week. Now, I mean, pressure is under the belt. Maybe he's wanting to play not safe, but let's make sure what she does perfect.
Exactly.
super clean, and then we get to the freestyle.
There is definitely a plan behind that, no matter what we all say. There is a plan behind that, of what the hell he's doing every single week. It's not just I'm just going to do this because that's all I feel like doing. I really doubt that.
No,
I think the other thing is also, in order to truly judge your choreography capability, is I think you need to work with pros that are, for people to see, okay, what can he actually creatively do? So because dancing with a choreography for, I would call them pro-am students, the amateur, so whether they're capable or not capable, it's still a very different type of choreography, because you look at their abilities and you kind of moosh it towards what do you think they can do, versus when you create a choreography for pro, you just go, okay, let's do it. We're gonna do this.
These are the steps.
This is my vision, and this is what you're gonna do. And then whoever doesn't cope with that, you change the dancers. So that is very different. I think that's where it becomes maybe more fun for the pros to do a choreography for So You Think You Can Dance, because they have people that are more capable of doing things.
Yep, that's true.
So the choreography there is much, much more creative.
And I guess it's a good problem that he's left me wanting more of Meryl instead of like, get off my TV
give
screen.
It to you in I
want, I'm like, I want to see more Meryl, so that's actually good. They got a 40, and there you go, 40 on. There was 10s going off. They were flying through the ballroom last night. And Meryl and Maks, the final dance of the night, the Viennese waltz with the largest skirt that weighed more than Meryl.
What was that?
That what
It
was
looked like a
that?
sheep.
Was that also country theme?
Yeah, it was country themed.
The underskirt bugged me.
She doesn't like country things.
I just don't get what was on. What was that? Like a dead sheep moving
Because
around?
the floofies, when they went up, and there was like this tube in the middle.
And I love
like,
wardrobe
what's
department.
that?
They're awesome. I just don't know what.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was, I just couldn't see properly what it was. I don't know.
What happened there? Because she had some beautiful lines. I mean, I thought this was a beautiful dance, and then I was like, oh, this skirt is taking over the dance.
But this is what I'm talking about judging ballroom dancing, because suddenly in the last two couples, we're not talking dancing, we're talking costumes.
Because
and
it takes
music
over.
and all of those things. And this is what I'm saying. It steps into your opinion and what you really truly think
You
about
should
the
be
dance
wearing-
because it bugs you.
You should be wearing things that are complementing your body and making your dancing, what you are trying to do, look better. It's not about the picture, or it's not about the just the dress. It's to complement what you are doing in your lines and expressions. And I feel like sometimes, for whatever reason, I don't know who it's or where it's coming from, but someone's not thinking about that, and maybe it's the different priorities, and that can happen because they're trying to stick with the theme, and that's how they're going to go. Or maybe they're trying to try something different, which is, you've got to try things, right? But
Yeah, different always can come as a...
great or bad.
Yes. It doesn't have the medium.
And trust,
It's like either
in
love it or hate it.
competitions, even in professional competitions, we have great ideas. Like, one was a disaster, $3,000 down the train. Next dress, here we go. Or shirt, same things, it happens. It's a shame.
But dazzling costs a lot of money. It does.
It does.
Yes.
It does.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Those Swarovskis,
They're expensive. What did you think of the dance? Sorry.
No, I did actually enjoy this number very much. The skirt was a little crazy, but back to what you were just saying, I think the pros pretty much determine what they are, the look they're going for. I loved it. I mean, I love these two.
It was really,
I really
pretty.
do.
It was
I love
so
them.
pretty. But
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, that skirt just was... she's so wispy. You need a wispy little skirt for a little one. She's
I just wish it flowed. I don't know, it looks stiff. For me, it actually looks stiff.
That's what I'm saying. It was connected to that tube.
Now, again, is there a reason for that? I'm not sure what was the reason for it going on. The dance itself, I enjoyed. Again, the music, not my favorite. So therefore, it's really hard to get everything in one really perfect, maybe, because if the song was different, then the whole idea of the number would be different. So therefore, even down to the choreography might have been slight changes. But what Maks did, I did enjoy the content of all the Viennese stuff. And she did it so beautifully. She finishes everything off so well. She always finishes it off so well and looks so professional when she does it. That's the bonus about her.
If I talk about dancing for this specific one, for me, the feeling was it was very powerful.
Right.
So that's what I felt about. Usually, like Viennese waltz is all about elegant and this and this. That performance was more on that
strong.
strong.
She's gotten into the faces.
Yeah.
The ballroom faces.
She's got it, which is good.
I can give you a lesson on those too.
Oh,
Foreign dancers make a lot.
Yes.
And you know what's interesting?
We'll do an Instagram video for it. For sure.
Everyone
We're
has,
doing that.
everyone has to give their best ballroom face.
Yes.
Hashtag boring face.
yeah,
Let's
have
start
to
it.
make-
Watch,
Boom.
watch
Have
for
to
our
make a noise too.
watch for our photos after. We'll do a
Vine,
couple of those.
and we'll do a vibe.
And the one thing I want to point out about Meryl is that in the figure skating world, a lot of times she was criticized for not being sexy enough and everything else, and she's brought the heat here to the show, so I think that's kind of nice.
Yes.
I think it's so much harder to bring sexy on ice when they have a certain theme or certain things.
They do.
Yeah, because we originally when I started working with them was like 4 years ago. I did their Latin program, and to just even work and change how they move their arms was a challenge to begin with.
Yeah,
because
sex
they
on
just-
ice is challenging.
So
Well, and some of them,
you tried it.
Drop
we
it out
assume?
there, Jules. Way to drop it out.
but I will say, some of the ice dancers, they dance with their brother and sister, so you have to.
And some ballroom
Ballroom
dancers
dancers,
dance with
yeah.
brothers and sisters, and
Yeah,
brothers
it's
and brothers and
weird.
sisters and sisters.
Yeah, weird.
It is
It
strange.
happens.
All right, by the way, they got a 40. I don't think we're surprised on that.
No.
But. Meryl and Maks doing the Argentine tango.
Oh my
God!
God.
Okay, I guess we'll let Suri start. Start. I didn't finish my sentence. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
no, it's so freaking amazing. I love them. Sorry, I'm really
Our ears are
excited.
being blown out.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. I don't know what else to say. Go ahead, Anna.
Well, it was. Listen, she's a trained ice dancer. She is coordinated. She is athletic. She is tiny and compact and knows how to carry herself. And Argentine tango. There are different styles of Argentine tango, but this one in this particular style that they've done is more like a showcase. It's not a social, like the way they dance in Argentina, like on the streets, is the milonga style, where they can pick up any girl and dance with them, or go to any guy and dance with them, but it does not have all these crazy lifts. I mean, this was definitely very theatrical, and that is what she is amazing at, is being this theatrical with lifts. And I feel like they had like 8 lifts in that routine.
They did.
So, but she's also a beautiful mover, and at first I was kind of like, why is she wearing the same dress that from her previous tango but in red? But then I saw the how movement that created the pants created that extra movement.
But also because that was her favorite, the other one was her favorite costume of the season.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
So she decided to do the same in red.
Hey, if it works, why not? It didn't mind. I would love to see her leg action and leg work, because I feel it's particularly sexy on an Argentine tango lady, is how the foot goes and how the leg works. And I couldn't really see that, which was a bit of disappointment, because I know she can do amazing. It was like, where's my favorite spice? You know, you go to Indian restaurant, you want that curry.
Yeah.
You know. So I was like, I want it, but it's okay, whatever. It was still amazing, phenomenal, brilliant. Choreography was spot on. Lifts were fantastic, executed to 100%. So yeah, very well deserved score.
Yeah, and I think that they were in a really good spot, like on Monday and Tuesday. You know, when you're just like, you're in the zone and you're there. Their mental game was perfect, I think, over the 2 nights.
Yeah, I think so too. But I mean, going back to the style of the Argentine tango, I think her Argentine tango with Val was very just technical and strong and quick and fast, whereas this one with Maks was a lot more chemistry, sultry, and oozy. And she got a chance to be a little bit more sexy on the slow parts, which you know, she does so well. She's so elegant and she looked gorgeous. The set was great. I actually camera blocked this dance on Sunday because she was still on tour. There. So some of those, the most difficult trick in that whole dance was when you're on the floor, and when she was on the floor and Maks pulls her up and she splits and straddles him.
My favorite part, by the way.
But it kind of, you look at it, because everything else there's some other tricks in there that actually look more difficult, but they're not. But that one, I'm telling you, she launches herself to get around him, and then it's just, she has this soft hand, and then she does this big kick. But the really difficult thing in dancing to get is the light and shade. You can go for really harsh, but you've got to then complement it with the soft. You can't just go one speed the whole time. Rush. Yeah. So she had that really dynamic movement, and then they both just oozed out of it. That's dancing.
That's mastery.
When they did that, I was like, oh god, that was beautiful.
That's masterful.
And I think that's also when we had talked a lot about like the size difference between them, but that's a great place where it works well. She's so tiny and he's so big and strong. You're going to be able to launch her.
Absolutely.
She's going to get the height that you wouldn't normally get, you know.
Totally.
So amazing. Oh, they got perfect 10s.
Obviously.
Like, it was a given.
Deserved.
It's a given. We go on. Meryl and Maks doing their freestyle, and of course this was a perfect 10. They had a perfect score all the way through the 2 nights, which was great. This was beautiful. This is the chemistry that you can't manufacture. You can't force on someone, and you definitely saw it. It wasn't the standout freestyle for me. I know it really was James and Peter for me. Her toe point was driving me bananas. Like, it's my own thing. You guys, you know, I get onto sickled feet and toe point, and there was no pointed toes.
You're making me insecure for the rest of my life.
It's the ballet dancer
your thing.
in me. Look, I was like, point that toe.
Look, the thing is, you and I discussed this earlier. That was the only thing that stood out in a negative way for me. But everything else was so amazing that I just looked past it. But I get it. I mean, she's been in a boot that you cannot point your toe.
Only your ankle. You only point your ankle.
Her whole life. So I gave her whatever that. But the jump spin catch.
Beautiful.
Oh, and then when she was arching back, laying back, and he picked her up and spun her around, I died. I've watched it so many times. I don't know, 6-7 times already.
Done
that
lift with Maks. season with Zendaya.
Did you?
Check out the Argentine tango me and Max doing. We did that lift.
Holla.
You're welcome, Max.
This is the best I've ever seen Max. Hats off to them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hats off. The best I've ever seen them man dance. And the connection, everything.
Well, I mean, like, I feel every couple, which was so great about this Monday, kind of had their own version of freestyle, right? Their own spin-off on the freestyle, like, that really suited them. And I feel like with James and Peter, it was this aggressive, futuristic, funky, and with Maks and Meryl, it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was a lyrical dance and contemporary dance, which we have not seen from them before. So they're like, hey, let's do it. So the freestyle had the contemporary flavor, and it really showcased their chemistry.
And it just was the two of them, which I thought was perfect.
It was beautiful. It showcased their chemistry, their connection, their partnering, which was, besides her being a gorgeous dancer and him being a fantastic dancer, but that was sort of the strongest thing for them the whole season. That's what made us watch it and kind of go so I thought that was very clever. No props, taking my head off to both of them, as much as the emphasis was kind of put on, well, Max never won, and I want to do this for Max because he never won, because I've actually won a gold medal, so it's okay.
But they delivered.
You know, but they delivered. I want to give congratulations to both of them and to Meryl for, we know you're a phenomenal skater and we're a phenomenal dancer on ice, but now we know you're just a phenomenal dancer. So congratulations for both of those dances for being so good.
Absolutely.
I think it was nice that he didn't over choreograph it. You generally think freestyle, you got to throw in everything but the kitchen sink. You know, make it, and especially if there is just lights and dark around you in the spotlight, you want to over choreograph it, and also that you want to kind of you feel like you should be manufacturing that emotion and that affection that you have, but I don't think they did that. I think it really wasn't manufactured, and I think that the way that that Meryl and Max decided to leave pockets in their freestyle of just when he bent back and she held him and then she pushed him away. It just, the very softness of it, I really enjoyed that. And that's daring to do in a freestyle because, as I say, you want to just like impress.
That was so great that he did that, and he recognized that, and he said, us just standing there, you just standing there, and us connecting there will be more powerful than us doing 300 moves in a second. And I agree, and that's why very clever, very powerful, and
but it's rare that something like that works because their chemistry is so unique.
Exactly.
You can't do it in every dance and just throw it in there.
For me, one of the best routines of the season. Stand up.
Absolutely,
I'll take away like when I look back at this season, that will be one of the few that I really remember.
Really? Yeah.
You love that one.
Yeah.
I did. How did you not?
I had to block that one as well.
Amazing.
I had to block that one as well.
Was that scary?
I loved it. I loved it.
Now I want to learn that routine and do it too. I was like, I'm gonna YouTube
staring at Max like this.
Yeah, I blocked quite a few of her routines this season. Well, I mean, when I was off the show.
You got a lot of quality time with Max.
I did. Yeah, it's great to dance with. Fantastic.
Yes,
it makes you feel like a woman.
That's good. That's a good quality. That's a great quality.
Huge quality.
Ending the night and probably the end of their perfect season, Maks and Meryl doing Foxtrot and Cha-Cha, and it looked, I mean, they could have rehearsed 30 minutes, they could have rehearsed 3 hours, I don't even know, it was so effortless and great.
Yeah. I just want to say that, and I know they've touched on it and the judges might have said it, Carrie Ann maybe a few times, but it was super fun for me to watch Max dance this season and at the level that he danced. And then it was amazing to see Meryl, who's so sweet and whatever, match his energy and intensity. It was that stands out, especially in particular for that dance.
And it does for ice dancing fans too, because she usually matches what Charlie delivers on the ice because they're partners. And so what Meryl has delivered with Max has been very different energy-wise, a little bit more edgier, sexier, which I think has been really fun to see.
And she's kind of flourished under his branch. Well, I guess I feel like that because he's so tall and she's like so petite. But she kind of just like flourished and just like, oh, you know, this is about me. And she's not that type of person. She's so modest and she's so giving. And I'm sure she tried to make this whole season a lot more about Maks than it perhaps was, you know, because it should be about her too. But also the balance that she gave him, don't you think? You know, like he a lot of the packages you could see that he was really almost changing. Like I loved the balance that she gave him. She kind of kept him calm, like you would expect him to keep her calm. They gave each other just as much.
Yes,
You know?
they're a good team.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember. I mean, you've been on the show a very long time, but I don't remember seeing
Yes,
a better
I'm archaic.
I don't remember. That's not how I meant it.
I know.
I haven't watched every single season.
Dancing with the Stars relic.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
What I was going to say is
you
I
can
have
go to the museum and check me out.
I have not seen a
Behind
better
glass.
partnership.
Yeah, that's true.
I have not seen a better chemistry or partnership.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, he has never been happier. Like
Yeah.
I've just seen him backstage. I'm like, Maks, you can't stop smiling from ear to ear. You're a happy man,
Yeah.
and I like that.
And we can't wait to see their babies, Boris and Oleg and Bear.
Oh,
So
goodness
cute.
gracious.
Okay, I gotta say that there was more articles today about their showmance, romance, whatever you want to call it. Are they dating, not dating? Than their win, and I was a little disappointed because I'm like, I think that their win was something to be celebrated, and they had such a good season, and I don't necessarily care what happens. It's their own lives and privates.
Whatever.
Fun to watch.
A lot of fun. I mean, if we talk about the last dance, she looked amazing. That outfit on her, especially when she took that skirt off, and she was shimmying and she was doing a full lock step. She did have a little mess up. I was like, oh my gosh, she messed up. Meryl messed up. What? Which almost was more. It was kind of very endearing because she's like, oh. She actually isn't a pro. She's human. She does mess up, but her recovery was so quick and so good. And she, instead of kind of go, oh, I messed up, she was like, and she would just went back on that horse and added more energy. And she just finished so good. And again, cannot get over her lockstep. They were so good. So yeah, I mean, phenomenal
That's
dancing.
your gold medal winner. I mean, right there.
It's,
That's your Olympian.
It's that's why they won.
Yeah,
and I was really happy that they won. And I feel like it was a season that you don't argue about the win. You understand it.
Yeah.
It was complete.
Well, do you know what? Still, people did argue though. They're like, well, Amy should have won because Amy had a bit, and but it's like, and then other people are like, well, it would be Derek number 6 time, and then Maks should have won because he had never won. It just made for a good show. All those all those sort of dramatic moments.
I would have been okay with either couple winning, 100%. I was, Maks and Meryl for me, they were just very, very special.
Yes.
That energy that you just cannot create it, and that made it.
But it also, don't you think,
beautiful.
would be very silly if Meryl and Maks wouldn't win because she was the best dancer this season so far. It's like if Nicole Scherzinger would have not won, it would have been kind of silly, or that kind of, or Christine Maguchi wouldn't have won because she clearly was the best dancer at the time. So it's like you want to make sure that you keep the integrity of the show going as well. And I feel by them winning, it's like, yes, it is about the best dancer at the end of the day. And hey, here we go. That's it.
No, it's good, and I like that because we're not going to be sitting here 3 years from now going, remember the year Maks and Meryl didn't win and they should have won, or that kind of thing. I don't want that, so I was really, really happy for their win, and they deserved it too. I mean,
They did.
They had the cleanest season. They had the most consistency too, and the technique. It was lovely. So, and I'm glad everyone was so happy for them too.